on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need, at-need funeral services, funerals, burials, or cremation since the mid-70s. It is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Visitation for James Pinckney Hill, age 79, of Sylacauga, is today from 1 until 2 o'clock at Oak Grove Baptist Church, followed by a funeral service at 2 at the church. Burial in the Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. Online condolences at CurtisandSonFH.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Ann Porter died in Birmingham on Wednesday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, announcing the arrangements. And funeral arrangements for Greg Gilliland, who passed away in a biking car accident earlier this week. Those arrangements to be announced by K.L. Brown Funeral Home in Anniston. Funeral service for Mrs. Betty Woodruff Ray, age 84, will be Saturday at 11 o'clock from the Chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Reverend Wayne Cowhick officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends Saturday from 9:30 till 10:30 at the funeral home, followed by a reception in the Radley Funeral Home reception room. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Ms. Ray was a graduate of Alexander City High School and a member of the Orr Street Baptist Church. Homegoing celebration remembering the life of Mr. Albert Dean Graham Jr., age 62, of Talladega, will be today at 1 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel with the Reverend Eric Richardson officiating. Interment in the Kelly Springs Memorial Gardens, S.M. Goodson Funeral Home directing. Memorial service for Bethany Suzanne Norris, age 40, will be Saturday at 1 o'clock from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Claudia Burns is today at noon from Community Funeral Home Chapel, with burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Community Funeral Home directing. Mr. Henry Posey, age 62, died July the 9th. Community Funeral Home announcing. Celebration of life for Mr. Larry C. Smith, age 69, of Jackson's Gap, will be Sunday, July the 24th at 3 o'clock in the Chapel of Langley Funeral Home. Pastor Tony Harris officiating. The family will receive friends on that Sunday, July 24th, from 2 until 3 at the funeral home, Langley Funeral Home directing. And funeral service for Frederick Graham will be Saturday at noon from New Beginnings Outreach Ministries in Sylacauga, with burial in the Pine Grove Cemetery of Sylacauga. Visitation will be Friday from 1 until 7 at the funeral home, Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning, courtesy of Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childers.